So there's this long-running idea, right, that if there's market power in the labor market and firms are paying less than what workers are kind of worth to the firm, then that can generate potentially large efficiency losses in the economy because firms aren't paying workers enough, they're not employing enough workers, and output could be depressed relative to what it would otherwise be in the absence of market power in the labor market. And so the idea of a minimum wage is, well, if I can compel firms to pay more, they're going to raise wages. That's going to mean that more workers are employed, and that could potentially lead to an increase in output in the economy. And this is kind of an old idea, and I think it's an idea which is in the back of the minds of policymakers when they're considering a minimum wage. So what we do is we write down an economy where there is labor market power, and where increasing minimum wages could potentially have this effect. When we do that, we find that the optimal minimum wage is positive, but that the efficiency gains are pretty small. And one of the key reasons that we find that is that the first firms that the minimum wage hits are firms which tend to be kind of a lower productivity. So as you increase the minimum wage, the first firms that you hit are these low productivity firms, and they don't have that much labor market power to begin with. So they're not really a source of large efficiency losses in the economy. So you can increase employment at these firms, but because they don't have much labor market power, they don't increase their employment that much before they then rapidly start to shrink. The welfare gains that we do find that come from the minimum wage, however, come instead from redistribution. And a minimum wage might be a decent thing to impose in the US economy because it does redistribute resources from medium and higher income households to lower income households. But it doesn't necessarily make the pie of the economy bigger.